Greetings, fellows. This is Renata Fox from Galactic Security, an alliance from Ashes of Korriban, and you're listening to the Escape Podcast. This show was recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. And before we start, do you know how many Germans it takes to change a light bulb? Guess what? Only one. We are very efficient, and this is not a joke. Take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Podcast.
It's a slow swugger news week.
So we once again talk about whatever comes to mind.
I know of something. Taliana of 50 Shades of KAM shared with us some interesting numbers.
Why won't CG help her, though? I mean, the numbers seem positive, Neil.
GAC returns to 3v3. How are my banner thieves doing so far?
And we discuss how to avoid the Crancor from killing your chances.
You forgot to remod, didn't you?
I forgot to remod.
In our incoming transmission, we talked to one of the hottest SWGOH music video creators.
Yes, topping the charts this week. Well, a few months ago, ReeKeePea told us that we should relic Arc.
In addition to our regular Patreon's choice, I also talk about something new I would like to do for our Patreons, subs, and bit donators next month, if able.
And of course, those pressing questions that our Patreons love to ask.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, happy Friday. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm loving the fact, first off, thank you, Cascade, for the 300 bits, JJ Manners for the 100 bits. I'm loving the fact that Twitch, if you're watching on the desktop version, can now see if a hype train is close. And it has a timer up there. It's kind of neat. So, if anybody wants to start a hype train, you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do so from the time that I said that, which a little bit, yeah. Anyway, Neil, it's been a really, really slow week.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say slow, because the one thing that's been, running this week is obviously it's the commencement of. I mean, we're talking about the just day to day of game stuff, So it's the beginning of another GAC season, and people are still working on the loot boxes in Conquest. So nothing new has come to the game this week, but it's not slow in the sense that it's still there's still plenty to do in the game and be excited for, because start a GACC. So, but it is definitely slow in the sense that we haven't seen any new marquees come in, no new event or anything like that. So just to put the week into context more.
True. And JJ Manners, thanks for the other for another 100 bits. So yes, it has been slow in the fact of news content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the exception of something that, and just as we finished recording, breaking news as and if it happens, CG Doja Fett, your weekly Doja Digest, is just one item. And that is that they are doing a Galactic Challenge Madness tournament. They've had 32 Galactic Challenges since Galactic Challenges began. And so now they're pitting the 32 Galactic Challenges up against each other.
Yeah, it's players are going to vote on them.
Yeah, they're going to vote on which one was their favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is for those who don't go to the forums. I'm going to read to you, or didn't even see this, because this was not posted in dev announcements. This was not posted in game updates. This was simply posted in general discussion. Hello, Hero Table Hollows. I like to say it that way. The madness of March is well underway, and with tournament brackets being all the rage now, we figured we would get in on the fun as well. 32 selections from the first 40 Galactic Challenges will square off until an ultimate champion is chosen. There will be a total of 6 rounds, with each round lasting several days. In each round, Galactic Challenges will be paired off and pitted against each other to vie for your selection. The 16 winners from the first round will be reordered and matched up in the next round. So it's not a true bracket. They're going to reorder them.
Mm-hmm. It's not a straightforward knockout.
It's not straightforward knockout. It's weighted knockout.
I mean, here's the thing: is they've already got all of the statistics. They've got the statistics for every single player that's done every single conquest, so they already know which ones were more popular than others, because the fun ones, the people that are going to say are their favorites, are the ones that they were the most engaged in. And CG's going to have, the data on all of that, so they should know what the favorites. All they'd have to do is pick, seed 4 of them, place them in 1, 2, 3, 4, so that the only chance of them meeting would be in the semi-finals, and then you'd really know what the most popular one was. So I hope that I really do hope that they're going to apply something like that to the table, and not just. Although saying that, actually no, after the first round, do they all of the things get drawn again? Do they?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So it's a weighted knockout. Thank you, Danku, for the resubscription. We appreciate that. While this tournament is mostly, quote unquote, mostly for funsies, it will also help give the devs a better understanding of which Galactic Challenges have been your favorites so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're the human element. We're either going to back up what they already know statistically are the favorites, or is there are those statistics wrong? And we're either going to confirm their stats, or we'll throw them curveballs, and they'll be like, oh, we didn't think you'd think that one. Nobody really played that one, so why is it the favorite sort of thing? So I'll be intriguing. I still think it's going to be a couple of people have said Rebels. I'm erring on the side of Jedi. I think it'll be a Jedi one that wins. But there is a strong opinion out there in the community that it's going to be Rebel based. Is going to win it.
I was going to say, for me, it's Rebels or it's First Order.
Yes, no, there is that, that the ones that find more success with their slacker over the Ray, definitely. I would absolutely agree with you there, 100%. Oh, and Sith for those that went down the Seep route.
I mean, even Sith alone, because you got Palp, you got Revan, you got Basti, you got Malik, you got Vader, especially Vader.
Exactly.
So even Sith is going to have a strong front running because of this, and I know Run DMVini is dancing in his seat hearing that. That boy has every single Sith at Relic 7.
Yeah.
Every single Sith. Doja, if you're
It's
listening,
very nice.
yeah, Doja, if you're listening, you know how that person had every single female character? This guy's got every single Sith at Relic 7, and he has to have Run DMVini as his title. I'm just saying that. Denku putting a Ty Reaper shooting the Escape Podcast logo in our chat. How dare he?
Yeah, no, that you remember they used to do that under Carry. Every now and then they'd have a little bit of fun with the community, and they'd single an individual person out that was the only person to do something and give them a title for it. Or they'd like give a random title to it, to people in a guild that do something for the first time, You remember that? You remember the German player who was the first to do Malik, but without Bastilla or something like that.
Basti on the bench or Bastilla on the bench.
Yeah, that's it. And he was given an honorary title. It created an honorary title of Basti on the bench, didn't it? And here's the thing. Even though they created that feat just for him, it was then a feat that stood, and anybody else could try and achieve that feat. I mean,
no, they can't.
Can they not? Oh, I just assumed that was a feat that anybody could achieve.
No,
you learn something new every day.
So, what they want us to do with this Galactic Challenges madness is choose your preferred Galactic Challenges based on the modifiers for each of the locations, player and enemy squads. Rewards and other criteria associated with the specific Galactic Challenge other than the modifiers listed above should not be factored into your choices. Although the survey link is found here, discussion in the thread is highly encouraged. Feel free to tell us why you choose the ones you did and kindly debate as to your favorite or not so favorite Galactic Challenges. Within the survey, and this is nice, within the survey you'll find images of the modifiers that apply to each Galactic Challenge for your reference. So they did your homework for you. You didn't have to go, oh, what was that? And rifle through all the stuff on the interwebs, even though SWGOHevents.com is a wonderful treasure trove of information.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, indeed it is.
And shout out to our friend SigSig. The images can be opened in new tabs if you need a closer look, and each of the modifiers are pictured in the spoiler section below. That's in their thread. So Cascade with another 200 bits. Thank you very much. And so here are the matchups. And so let's, without looking at the modifiers, just going off the top of your head, Neil, let's play a little bit of quick, spontaneous decisions.
Okay.
And a hello to Boulder Doobies, who thank you very much for the wonderful dinner. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Thank you very much for that. All right. So, Sith on Tatooine against Separatists, or Bounty Hunters on the Death Star against Empire?
Bounty Hunters.
See, once again, I'm picking Sith to start out. And hello to Boss Livewire as well, one of my first Discord friends. All right. Rebels on Malachor against Old Republic, Empire on Takodana versus First Order.
Oh, Rebels. Rebels every time.
See, once again, Darth Vader factors into this situation. I'm going with Empire.
Oh, I'm sorry. The full relics CLS team with Chewie and Chupio. Forget about it. I'll just I will hit that every single time. I will hit that every single time.
Old Republic on Jakku against the Resistance, or Separatists on Kamino versus the Galactic Republic?
Probably Separatists.
Okay, we agree on one, Neil.
Yeah,
so far we've agreed on one.
Probably Separatists. There's a lot of choice with the Separatists. There really is.
All right, both of these are on Tatooine. Resistance versus Separatist, or First Order versus Bounty Hunters?
Resistance.
First Order. Sith on Hoth versus Rebel. That was a fun one. I apologize for breaking character there. Or Galactic Republic on Takodana versus the Resistance.
First one.
Sith. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Sith as well. All right, Jedi versus Sith on Coruscant, or Empire versus Jedi on Camino.
Jedi every time. That's no contest. I put my arena team in. Boom, it's done.
Yeah, Jedi versus Sith. Yes, I can agree with that. Rebels versus Night Sisters, or Night Sisters versus Galactic Republic. Rebels on Dathomir or Night Sisters on Tatooine.
Oh, Rebels again.
Okay, in this situation, Neil, I'm gonna go with Night Sisters because of the Ichor mechanic.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing: I have no reference for that at all. The Night Sisters on my main are weak, and on the three alts, non-existent. Like literally non-existent. Don't have a Night Sister team. So I have no frame of reference. So I go with what I know, or I go with something I'm, inadequately geared and modded for. I wouldn't even. I mean, my Night Sisters wouldn't even make it past tier 3. That's one of the reasons why, like I said before, sometimes challenges with me is just taking my arena team in and seeing if I can do tier 7, because I don't have all of the factions to do these kinds of things. Like I'm never going to say first order, because my first order are all gear 8s, 9s, and 10s. And same with Night Sisters. But other factions, I've got at least a couple of relics. Right. Jedi, Sith, Empire.
We have a double header on Navarro. Droids versus Empire, or Bounty Hunters versus Scoundrels. So essentially your GG team or your Bosk team.
Probably my Bosk team. Yeah, having Mando and Grief Karga on a Bounty Hunter team with Bosk in the lead, it just kills. It absolutely kills. I mean, it'll do a Revan team if it doesn't have a Basti on it.
All right. So that was the left side of the bracket. Let's go over to the right side of the bracket.
Oh wow, there's another side. There's another bracket.
There's another 16.
Okay, let's quick fire these ones then.
All right. First Order versus Bounty Hunters. Scoundrel versus Droid. Scoundrels. In this case, Scoundrels. Droid versus Rebel. Scoundrel versus Empire.
I'll go droid.
I'm gonna have to go with you on that one. All right, Night Sisters versus Jedi, or Jedi versus Bounty Hunters.
Jedis.
You're gonna go Jedi, and in this case, Night Sister versus Jedi was not as fun. Jedi versus Bounty Hunter for me.
Yeah,
Sith versus OR, or Scoundrel versus First Order.
Sith.
Yeah, I'll agree. Seps versus Rebels, or Empire versus GR. I'm going to have to go Separatists again.
Yeah, I'd have to go Separatists again, yeah, definitely.
Even though it's against the Rebel team and Han's going to get that first shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Mando versus Droid, or Rebel versus Empire?
Rebel, every time.
Rebel versus Empire. I'm not enjoying the Mandalorian ones. So, once again, Mando versus Sith, or Sith versus Jedi? Sith versus Jedi.
Sith versus Jedi, yeah. No contest.
Yeah. First Order versus Rebels, or Mando versus Imperial Trooper?
Never the First Order, always the other one.
Never the First Order. See, I'm going to go First Order versus Rebel. So, that is the bracket for this. Dickie Darkside feels like they stole the concept from the Swaggies. Speaking of, should there be another Swaggy Awards coming up real soon?
There's got to be, yeah. I mean, 2020 was the inaugural one. There's got to be it's got to be an annual thing. You've got to do the annual Swaggies. You've got to turn it into a franchise, mate. 10 years from now, it'll be, the 10th anniversary of the Swaggies. The Oscars had to start somewhere. The Golden Globes had to start somewhere. It also had to end somewhere, but it had to start somewhere, everybody's got, so you got to do a, second annual Swoggies, sorry.
Not. All right. So, that was the breaking news as and if it happened, which it did. Yep. So that was fun. I mean, it was a fun exercise to do, and you know what? We'll take a look at that. But here's some fun information. If you take your time to go do this, there may be some fun things for you, because on the SWGOH events server, I believe that I saw that Doja said there might be some little thank yous for actually taking your time to do something. So I encourage everybody to go out and check it out. I'm going to grab the link right now for those who are listening and have a phone that can handle it, where you can continue to listen.
Free stuff for fun surveys is always a winner.
Exactly. But I'm going to paste the link into the chat, which I've done. That'll take you to the Google form, and fill it out while you're listening to us. If you're not, it is in the show notes. I've grabbed it. I put it in the show notes. So you'll be able to do that as well. Right under our guest ReeKeePea's links is the link to the survey.
Alrighty then.
So there we go. What have you thought about? What have you thought about this week, Neil? We're doing 3v3. And you tried this new defense. Remind everybody what your new defense is.
Okay, so my new defense, I'm trying it in 3v3. I want to see how successful it is in 3v3 and 5v5. So I'm test running it on 3v3. But basically, it's just scouting out the opponent's roster for speed, looking at what teams they tend to attack with, matching the speed, looking at what the speed is, and then just basically putting in a gear 11 or a gear 12 character, a B or a C team character, B or a C team squad, that is, definitely going to get smashed under pressure, but it's faster than the opponents, so it'll get, basically just trying to get one shot from every single team. From every single character in the team, because they'll all be faster
than for you this round.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with my opponent. My opponent is he's a top 10. He's a top 10, global GAC contender. So it's simply put, it is a ranked 250, 350 player. I think my best in Division 1 is between around the 200s or 300s. It's not been that good. Not on this account, not on my main account. Now I'm facing a person that is basically, it's Roger Federer versus world rank 3, a person you've never heard of.
And
it's
you are
going to be.
I'm gonna in this situation, are you?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I have enlisted the assistance of somebody that I compete with in GA Center leagues, and that is Calvin Awesome. So Calvin Awesome is going to come on stream with me and coach me, because my opponents, this top 10, Gaka, scored a 26.86 on me. A 26.86. Now I've gone against weaker teams, weaker rosters than this, and not been able to score that. So I just want a second opinion. So if Calvin, I'll look at my roster, look at my mods, and go, yeah, that is capable of doing that. You just got to do it this way. It's something I miss. So yeah, very. It's incredible. I mean, he's got 600k on me. 775 lifetime. I mean, come on. It's hey, don't get me wrong. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it, because here's the thing. This is, let's not forget, it is, ranked 350 to 500 in the world, playing against a Roger Federer or a Rafa Nadal. So I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to see how close I can get to, competing with someone at that level. Because, the person I'm up against is like so many levels above me. And the only advantage I've got is that, I get to chase the score, but it's a daunting prospect. That's to be sure.
Well, at least you don't have the problem that I have, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Where we used to run until we put everything on farm just recently. Mm-hmm. We now have the challenge Rancor with the changes comfortably on farm. We know we're going to beat it. So we're going to put it into our rotation. That being said, I forgot to change my mods back after I shuffled them all around for Crancor.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going into this one totally blind. Thank you, Dr. Zeppers, for two gifted subs, one to TNS Gamer 87 and also one to Vancell, one of our GAC competitors.
Lovely, thank you. Hello, Governor. Yeah, no, the Crancor, the changes to the Crancor did nothing for me or my guild. So
you guys can't beat it.
Well, I mean, that's why I hold the opinion that the changes to the the changes to the Crancor only helped Whales and Kraken guilds anyway, by making it easier as a result of removing the ridiculous time constraints. The way that they set it up before, meaning everybody in it was, from a time point of view, for a global game, having something like that as a metric in a raid, in a raid's just ridiculous. So it's good that they've moved that, but they didn't also do a corresponding relic drop. I've been predicting since they brought this out that they would eventually drop it from 5 down to 3, and they still haven't done that. So the changes to the Crancor, while great for those high-end end game guilds, for I'm in a 230 mil guild, we still can't do P1. I do genuinely believe though that if it was dropped from 5 to 3, we could do it, because most people's entire relic roster is 3 and above. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Cascade, for the 200 more bits. And also JJ Manners for gifting a sub to Penguins Fan. That does start a hype train. You have a dog to go feed really quick at the top of the hour. Let's take a break real quick. See how far they could get the hype train. It's already level 2. Let's see how far they could get the hype train going as we start to go into our second segment. Guys, we'll be right back with more right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. and go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
This week's Guild Classified is really special to me. This week is Yavin 4, the guild of me, Paul Anthony of the Escape Pod cast, and also the Llama. Yavin 4 can be classified as a serious yet casual guild. They still expect you to get your 600 every day, but they aren't going to micromanage your life to ensure that you do. Getting 18 stars with access to the KAM shards in the light side territory battle, and 31 stars in dark side. The crew in Yavin 4 know how to play the game in order to squeeze out the best of its members without burning them out. That's not all though. Our guild is also completing the Challenge Rancor raid. Get those coveted arrow magnifiers with us. Yavin 4 is looking for players of at least 5.5 million who are KAM shard ready with their 501st, are friendly, and want to find a place to become the best that they can be. Check out the Escape Pod recruiting link down below in the description, or I'm pretty sure that Holenix has already posted the quick command in chat. Come play alongside me and the Llama, and let's have some fun.
Hello, I am Andy Beeds, commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion.
And I'm Camp Director Flair of Gaming Embers.
We are the officers of the Chain Gang.
We're a collection of Twitch streamers that like to stream our Grand Arena Championship battles.
In Star Wars Galaxy Heroes,
we feature accounts of all sizes.
From the large accounts, like Fruit Ninja Mike,
to the small accounts like, well, mine.
We have grand arena action for all viewers.
With names like The Llama,
Ran B,
Dr. Zeppers,
Mr. Jigabachi,
Geek Girl 1980,
Rico,
Kate Gaming,
Flair,
Andy Beads,
and the Escape Podcast's own, the Nev.
We bring you continuous game action every day during the attack phase.
Check us out and ride the raid chain from streamer to streamer with us.
The Chain Gang is proud feature of the Escape Pod Castaways.
See you on the chain, ya hosers.
The Escape Pod Cast.
And we're back in the room. Hello. Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
No, I was just going to say, I see that Carly and Mitch, two of my very, very favorite streamers who may or may not be related. That's the running joke, by the way. Mitch says that Yavin 4 rejected him. I'd like to see where we rejected him. So, like to check on that. But we'll definitely do that. But yeah, my guild is still looking. We got 3 spots open at this moment. So, we are looking for some people who are dedicated at getting some KAM shards. And speaking of KAM shards, do you see how I parlayed this in with the 50 Shades of KAM discussion? Taliana. Taliana from 50 Shades of KAM also runs a little project. We talked to her. You could check out our YouTube channel for the discussion with Taliana, where we talked about her program where she likes to crowdsource. And ever since Clash left us,
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people over on Clash's server used to go nuts and help Taliana.
Mm-hmm.
Because Clash and his group of scoundrels are awesome. They really are awesome. We miss you, Clash, a lot. But with them departing, or with him departing, that server no longer is as active. And so she's kind of enlisted the help of Escape Padawans.
Mm-hmm.
We would like you guys to take a moment at the beginning of the season, every season, which is once a month, right, Neil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just take 3 minutes to go through and find the person who's the lowest on your allies list in each division and help her out. Now, we do have the stats from the past week when people started joining GAC. And it was a great way to measure the player base. It's the easiest way to put it. So, by the way, thank you. Before I get into this, I need to say thank you to JJ Manners for another gifted sub, Cascade for 1,500 bits during that, and Dr. Zeppers for helping start that hype train. Thank you very much, guys, for all of that. All right,
Choo-choo.
This is what Taliana said. Here's where we are this month. Note that the division 1 through 4 and 1 through 5s hold steady. So our player base is still holding strong or even growing a little bit. The missing 20,000 players in total is almost certainly a data issue. They had one person who could see Division 11. Only one. And the highest ranks for 6, 8, 9, and 10 were early enough when banners land that they know that they didn't find a bottom. They didn't find the true bottom of that. And she notes, it's harder and harder to estimate the player base because they just can't survey everyone. Well, if you can help, I would highly recommend stopping into our server, checking the PA, and there will be more stuff. You'll have that information. You'll be able to help them out. Because look at this, Division 11. Last season, she was able to find 11,720 players. This season, she was only able to find 6,108.
Well, yeah, that's because the free to play, the consumer player base. There's two bases. You've got consumer and customers. Consumers are the free to play, the people that just play it free to play, but they want to have fun and enjoy it. And then you've got the customers, and those are the people that play the game, but purchase microtransactions and stuff like that. Those that play the game and start the game and can afford to buy the hyperdrive bundle stick around. Those that play the game but are free to play but don't buy because they're not going to spend, they're just consumers and don't get the hyperdrive bundle, will fall away. People will be less likely to stay in the game that are brand new accounts that are just consumers. So the reason why those Division 11 numbers are starting to get lower and lower and lower is because it's moved its X amount of months on from the hyperdrive bundle, and this is the knock-on effect. This is the unintended consequence of the hyperdrive bundle.
Well, no,
No, I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Neil.
I was just saying it's making the it's squeezing out the consumer from the product, not the customer. Because, like I said, the hyperdrive bundle. If you're going to be a customer of the game, the hyperdrive bundle's a no-brainer. It starts you off in the game, and we know from Arnold's annual brand new account that he gets the hyperdrive bundle for. He's 4 months in. He's already got 4 legendaries. So purchasing that gives you such a massive leap forward. But it puts you at a massive disadvantage if you're just a consumer starting this game from scratch and having to go from 1 to 85, grinding it, while people join the game and day one, boom, level 85.
All right. Think back to what I just said, though, about their Division 8 numbers. The Hyperdrive bundle puts you at what? Is it Division 10 or 9?
It depends it depends
on what you do with it.
It depends when you hit the Hyperdrive bundle. If you hit the Hyperdrive bundle just before a GAC, you'll get more stats, you'll get more gear, and you know, but you won't do particularly well. If you come in immediately after, you're effectively, you know, missing out on a GAC championship, you know, rewards wise. You can still jump in later on down the line, but you can't jump in the middle of a week, if you catch my drift. So there are some variables in there, of course, but I mean, 1 main, 3 alts, no Hyperdrive bundle, and you know how much that nearly killed the Horde account. When the Hyperdrive bundle came out, that account was at level 79, and the game going from 79 to 85 was insufferable. So I can only begin to imagine how insufferable it is for people, you know, trying to grind and play this game at level 59 while they're seeing everybody else at 85 in their shards. You know, it just, you know. So yeah, that's why I think that the numbers are dropping off. I think we'll see a trend as long as everybody is filling that out. I don't think it's lack of people doing it. I think the same people are still doing it, but you know, it's just yielding different results because of different trends in the game.
So, but I mean, the fact that she's taking the time to report these numbers,
it's wonderful.
And it is beautiful,
mm-hmm.
And we really, really appreciate it, and hope you guys can help out next GAC season. But the fact remains, these numbers are encouraging. They really, truly are encouraging, because the numbers we see in the top tiers continue to grow, Neil. Divisions 1 through 4, they continue to grow. Division 1 through 5, it continues to grow, which means that people are staying invested in this game. And they're growing their rosters. That's why we need a little bit of a shakeup. Division 0, Division Alpha, Division Beta, whatever the heck they need to do, we need to see a little bit more of a shakeup. Sure, that'll throw a small wrench in the works with GA Center, but we'll deal with that later.
Yeah, I do. I think that there'll be at some point when the drop-off numbers reach a critical mass. I think you'll see something like day one specials to the game, Hyperdrive bundle, $50. You know, 50% off, but on the condition that it's day one. You know, and I think, you know, a lot of people that are whales and krakens would have a little bit of fun with that. I think I would. Yeah, exactly. When you take into consideration. That most a considerable number of these secondary accounts are being held by people that have got, you know, 8 million, 7, 6. You know, people like to get alts, and people also like to Hyperdrive bundle alts because they like to run tests, and they like to theory craft, and they like to mold and make that perfect roster. So yeah, it's all good.
I cannot argue that. And I would probably also, if they did the Hyperdrive bundle when you first open the game for $50, I may take up an alt.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. I think a lot of people would take up alts. Here's the thing. That's only a sticking plaster. Something like that would only be a sticking plaster, because the primary customer would be people purchasing Hyperdrive bundles for alt accounts. A consumer is still not going to stump up 50 quid. You know, you know, it's for a free to play game. They just, you know, it's not going to happen. It really, really isn't. If you're paying $50, into a game on day one, you're investing in that game. And you know, I have. Here's the thing, right? Most people think I'm free to play. I didn't used to be free to play. I used to be a dolphin, but just over 15 years ago, it was a long time ago. So it was on PC. It wasn't on mobile. So I know. I've come to the opinion and the conclusions that I have because I have experience playing a free-to-play game, but stumping up a couple of $100 a month in microtransactions.
All right. Well, let's talk about microtransactions because this also happened this morning. I forgot to put it in the intro. By the way, thank you, Dr. Feelgood, for the shiny nickel. We do appreciate that. When it comes to kind of forecasting what's coming to the game, a lot of people will look at the packs, especially the master speculators out there, right? Well, we got for 3 days an event pack that came out for the armor. So with the brand new event pack for the armor, a lot of people thought that there's going to be something coming up with the Mandalorians because Bo-Katan just got released. There's the legendary piece for what's his name? There's the legendary piece for in Beskar armor Mando that would go with the Razor Crest. But
yes,
this
Razor
is
Crest.
only running for 3 days. So there was a lot of speculation that today we would get a puzzle or today we would get an announcement of an epic confrontation, but that didn't pan out. And still to this moment, no more breaking news as in if it happened.
Nope.
But was the armor, somebody needs to remind me. I think it was Moff Gideon and it was not Moff Gideon. I think it was Dark Trooper and Bo-Katan that started with the you could get a minimum of 5 shards.
Yeah, I'm not reading too much into this, to be perfectly honest with you. I simply think it's a minor appeasement to the customer base because of the 2 previous marquees being 5s and 7s.
Was the armor one of them though?
I can't remember if she was, but I'm relatively certain that Dark Trooper was, and Gideon
was. Okay. I'm looking here for the armor announcement. Developer Insight the armor, that was on January 12th. Alright, so I'm going to go into the game updates portion of the forums. I'm going to look for something close to January 12th. Looking like January 13th. Boom, the armor. Scrolling down. The armor pack. Okay, get this. Power up the armor pack with this brand new pack of updated odds. They literally said the same thing about the armor pack as they said for this pack when it was advertised in the game.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, it's the silver lining is if you want to use crystals, it's 10 to 330. So no risks of 5s, no risks of 7s. Boom, 10 is the minimum you're going to get.
Right. So you're
cheap,
you're spending 129.9 crystals for each shard, and you may get a bonus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These are not updated odds. These are not any different odds than when it was released.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset about that.
And that's why I say there's no, we shouldn't, that's why I'm not reading too much into this. I think that they've simply thought, right, the last two marquee, the last couple of marquees we've done a minimum of 5 and 7, and the community doesn't like it when we do that. So we don't have another marquee on the horizon for another couple of weeks. So let's throw the armor in there and give anybody the chance to wail on a character that's not 5s and 7s. I'm not looking into it too deeply. I'm just thinking that as a passing thing, they've said, yeah, throw the armor back in because guaranteed 10 or above. People like that, so let's just do. So I think it's misdirection. We're looking at this while they do something over here, but all of our attention's on other things. So yeah.
Yep.
6 and 7s.
I don't get the reference that Hellenix is making.
6s and 7s.
I don't get it, but okay. We'll just move on.
Moving on. Move along.
All right. Let me see. Was there anything else that we were going to cover here? I mean,
excuse me.
It's okay. I mean, we don't have much beyond that to really talk about in this week, because it's been such a slow week.
Well, I mean, you're absolutely right. It has been kind of slow. Not in the sense that there's not been nothing to do in the game. I mean, I think we broached the subject earlier on. There's no new events. There's no new characters. There's no new news. There's from that point of view, there's no news. It's been a slow news week, yeah, but there have still been things. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying the second exhibition of Galactic Conquest.
Okay, let's actually talk about Conquest here. Let me pull up.
Yeah, because if
the guide again, or not the guide, but
if you remember the first exhibition, I said I enjoyed it. I said across the board it's a good new mode, but that I was only having fun on 2 accounts, and I wasn't having fun on 2 other accounts. It's exactly the same this time, but 2 of them flipped. So I had fun again on my main account, but the first time around I didn't have fun on my alt account. So the 2 of the alt accounts switched because I just couldn't get good data cards. Because I've got my data card fine-tuned. When I get what I want, it's an unstoppable set. It's an absolutely unstoppable set. I got it on my main, and I flew all the way. I mean, I haven't done all the feats, but flew all the way to the end. What about you? Have you completed? Because you did hard, didn't you?
I've done hard, and I'm debating whether to really push hard for box 6. I want to, because I get the arrow magnifiers, but I lose 2 pulls for gear 12 and gear 12.5 salvage. If I go for the arrow magnifiers and the Zinbittle cards, the relic 6 or relic 7 and 8 stuff.
Yeah.
But what's the word that I'm looking for here? Where everything lands, if I go for the 6th box, I will get Razor Crest along with the whales, as we discussed last week.
Yeah.
If I stay with tier 5, then what's going to happen is I'm going to be 1 month behind the whales. And I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be overly concerned. Here's the thing: the Conquest, for all intents purposes, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So if you're hitting a specific loot box, whether it's hard or normal, on a specific sector, you know what data cards to get to make yourself better. You know what works for you. I enjoyed the hard. on my main alts. And as we discussed last week, I said to you that my main account, I'm screwed. I'm only going to get the rewards for completing the normal. It's as simple as that. But that account can get to where my main alt is, which is at 3. I'm only, I think I'm only a couple hundred feet off the 4th box, and that is what I was aiming for. That was my goal. I was hoping to get between 3 and 4 to make going for hard worth it, because I knew I wasn't going to complete the hard, but it was easy to do on my main. So yeah, really looking forward to the conclusion of that, and I'm genuinely having a fun week, even though it is just the usual run-of-the-mill day-to-day business of playing the game. Still loving it though. GAC and Galactic Conquest, they're brilliant. They complement each other very, very well, I think.
Yeah. All right. It's a little bit shorter of a break this week than normal, but I kind of really want to get to our next guest. I really do. You will recognize this next guest if you've been around the community. They are a very hilarious streamer. We're going to be talking after this break with ReeKeePea.
ReeKeePea.
After these messages right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today, because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen, and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. This week on Starter Strategies, we are going to be taking a look at starting teams. Now, I want to preface this episode with a little bit of a disclaimer to just let you know that this is my opinion. It's actually also the opinion of Kate Gaming. We recently put out a Bounty Hunnies free-to-play GAC-centered farming guide. We put out Phase 1 earlier last week. I highly suggest all of you go check it out. It's very awesome, if I do say so myself. But a lot of different people have a lot of different opinions on what team or what faction is the best way to start out this game. Some people say Geonosian, some people say Jedi. Personally, I really think that Phoenix is the best team to start this game with. It directly or indirectly gets you a ton of legendary characters. Right off the bat, with just farming Phoenix alone, you're going to get 2 legendary characters just with that team. Plus, you're going to be 40% of the way to a 5-man squad to get a 3rd. They really are the most bang for your buck, and they're a fantastic team for when you're starting out. Just with the Phoenix Squad alone, you'll be able to unlock Emperor Palpatine and Grand Admiral Thrawn, and those 2 characters are a great start to building your Empire team. Plus, with Ezra Bridger and Kanan Jarrus, you only need 3 other Jedi to unlock Grandmaster Yoda, which is a key Jedi character that you will use throughout the entire life of your SWGOH career. Another perk of starting with the Phoenix Squad is that they are all quote-unquote OG characters. Now, we know that recently CG increased the drops for older characters like the Phoenix Squad. So with the Little Llama account, when I started, I was actually able to get the full Phoenix Squad up to 7 stars in just 16 days. Now, I did put a lot of crystals into that, but you can definitely get it within 3 or 4 weeks, and your team's fully up to 7 stars, and you've got an excellent team you can use for GAC, TW, territory battles, and in Galactic War. That's the big reason why I like the Phoenix Squad, because it makes Galactic War so much easier. If you go through Galactic War and you're careful and you watch your cooldowns at the end of the battle, the Phoenix Squad, because of their synergy, actually heal themselves up and regain protection. So when you use basic abilities towards the end to reset your cooldowns, a lot of time you're going to end that battle with almost full health and protection, and you'll be going into the next battle in Galactic War like you never even did the last one. And that really helps get through Galactic War, because with other teams, unless you have a specific healer, your teams are close to being dead and the enemies can kill them immediately. Now, with that being said, there are a lot more characters to farm than just the 5 Phoenix characters. For that, you can take a look at the Bounty Honey's free-to-play farming guide. It tells you exactly where to farm the Phoenix Squad, plus all of the other starting characters that you should be working on. The link for the video is down in the description, or you can stay tuned and Kate and I will be talking a little bit about it next week with Neil and Paul. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for another incoming transmission. Paul, Master of Ceremonies, take it away and introduce our guest this week.
Oh, this one is going to be a lot of fun. I have, ever since this creator came onto the scene, his little song has been stuck in my head. And he is one of the most hilarious. He is one of the most nicest, but we're going to get to that in a moment. And he's one of the most diverse, in my opinion, creators that is out there today. Once again, Neil, we have another Canadian on the show.
Yeah.
We keep getting these Canadian streamers to show up on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of East Canada, I give to you ReeKeePea, and ReeKeePea has a message for me.
Did you relic your arc, Paul, and then relic your dart?
I have
Revan?
relic arc, yes.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me so much, Paul and Neil. Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to be here. Hello to the chat and hello to everybody around here tonight.
Pleasure to have you on.
and yes, JJ Manners points it out that all Canadians are nice.
Almost all Canadians. Most of them.
Let's first give you the standard questions that we ask every streamer. What size is your account, and when did you start playing?
I started playing in December 2015, so just like a month or a half
after launch, yep.
after launch, and my account is about 6.1, almost 6.2 million GP.
Okay, so I know the answer. Sorry for interrupting you there. I know the answer to the next question. You are not free to play.
I am 100% free to play. I never spent a single cent into the game.
Okay, hold on. So Neil is making your free to play card right now. He's happily writing down your free to play card, but
I'm rather jealous of it so much that I want it. I would keep it. So I can't have your account, but I can have your free to play card.
Here's the question, ReeKeePea. Have you ever received a gift card or redeemed any Google Play points to get crystals? Have you even, is there any sort of monetization put into this account at all?
Zero.
Holding up a 0 and pointing to it, ladies and gentlemen, for those on the audio only version. He has a pristine free to play card, Neil. I don't know what to say here.
I'm so just looking at his free to play card gives me a word that if Bo and Ninja and Genius were in chat, they'd know exactly what I would say at this point, but because we're very family friendly, I'll just say it gives me the warm fuzzies. Just looking at his free to play card, it makes my mouth water. So yeah.
So when I started playing the game, I was in a mood of I'm not putting any money into a mobile game anyway. Like this is not my style. This is not who I am, and so I just enjoyed the Star Wars whole canon and everything, and love the Star Wars characters. So I just invested into time. I put a lot of time. I don't put a lot of. I put zero money into the game, but I put a lot of time. So I'm here at 6.1 million GP into the game. No Galactic Legends. I have 0 Galactic Legends right now. I have this collector mind style. I mean, I come from a Pokemon background, I guess. So I collected a lot of the characters. Every single one of my characters is level 85, gear 8 minimum, except for one. Rose Tico is level 69. That's the only one that I haven't leveled up to 85. But all the rest, they're 85, gear 8 at least, and I'm very focused, right? I try to be very focused on where do I want to go. So when Galactic Legends came out, I decided that I was not going for Galactic Legends. I was farming for gas, General Anakin Skywalker. I continued for gas, then I went for JKL, and now I'm currently farming tickets for SLKR. So I'm really very focused, but I'm sort of all around focusing on gearing up all characters.
No, you sound very much like a man with a plan. And you are following said plan, sir. Definitely.
Yep, for sure.
So, I'm really impressed, Neil. I'm just gonna say it. I did not know that aspect of ReeKeePea's account.
Yeah, you see, there. I mean, I used to be. I will say, I used to play the game exactly like Ricky. So, I'd get the marquee. And I'd gear them, whether I had them at 7 stars or not. I would take them all to 85, and I would take them all to gear 8, and then I would move on to the next. Initially, that's the way I played for like the first 12 months. It was just getting every single character. So, but as the game progressed with the newer ones, I kind of changed that pattern. I went off that beaten track. You stuck to it. You had the plan and you maintained it. But I kind of when the relics came out, I figured I need to save these lower bits for salvage for, because you've got to have lots and lots of salvage to relic the characters that you want to relic. So, but you seem to have found a happy medium there.
Well, I used to. I mean, I was farming those relic mats, and I was like, I have enough. I'm good. And then when I started to farm for SLKR, I just used all those relic mats, and now I'm out of it. Like I'm really out of it. Although, I'm farming SLKR tickets, but I have almost all my characters relic for Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke. Sorry. So I might have back-to-back Galactic Legends ready to go. In the next couple of months.
And that's a light side and a dark side too.
Yep.
So you could be going into season 3 of GA Center coverage in possession of 2 GLs.
At least one for sure. Maybe two.
Well, you'll have one at the start of the season, and then the second one will come later on in season 3. Yeah, because just looking at you. Because you are in the double A league of Division 1 that we cover on GA Center, and you're one of those consistent players. Sure, you're in the middle of the table, but you're not. It's not like you're not playing like the very, very top, but you're not playing bad. You're not playing bad at all.
No, I'm not, but like the division I am is amazing. Like there's so many amazing players in there. I'm even surprised that I'm in the middle. I mean, I like Fortmort and whatever, and
you got Fortmort, whatever, Playbook,
and DB and Playbook, DB Official, and like the number of amazing players in that division. I'm surprised that I'm able to stay in the middle. So I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm there. But that Galactic Legends that I'm missing is hurting me, I think, a bit, right? Because I'm hitting a lot of Galactic Legends opponent, and I'm trying to do my best with the counters. I mean, the game is fun because Galactic Legends can be counters with no Galactic Legends. So this is great, but it's not always easy for to get the win in GAC though.
Oh wow! We just got a follow from a very, very prominent member of the Hall, the Howls Cowboy.
Hey, hello, Governor.
Howls Cowboy, nice.
That's awesome.
So close to 1,000. So
I know,
close.
We're at 962 is what I think it's going to pop up and say here in a moment. But thank you very much, guys. That's awesome. Maybe we'll hit it this Saturday with my marathon stream, which I'll talk about in the 4th segment.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's talk about that song. So you made this song to what's the word? You weren't trolling him. You weren't trolling him. You were having fun. Because for a while, the guy who helped start this program, Cubs fan Han, would not relic his ARC Trooper.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why don't you tell us the genesis of this song? You should relic ARC.
This is fun. It's a really fun story. So when I came into the Twitch world, right, I was more of a YouTube guy, following what's going on YouTube, and I discovered Twitch, discovered the streamers on Twitch and everything. And when I entered Cubs's Twitch world, everybody was just talking about, you relic ARC, you should relic ARC, and he was like, no, I'm not gonna relic ARC and everything. And here's the non-safe for work story.
We'll be as close to safe for work as we can,
yes,
but we can go PG-13.
All right. I was in the shower, and I was just thinking, you should like ARC. And I thought of the song in the shower of the ARC little sort of chorus and everything. And I don't know, I just started to play around with it, trying to find a beat, trying to find lyrics and everything. and I decided to create it. And honestly, I wasn't sure to like send it off or everything. I didn't want to insult Cubs by creating a song to do something in the game or anything, but I ended up sending it off anyway to Toyota, and Toyota's like, I'm gonna check it out. He liked it, and he just sent it to Cubs, and one day Cubs just listened to it on stream, and he laughed about it. He was a good sport, and he's like, this is funny. All right, fair enough. Everybody's been like laughing at me about this meme for a while. So and Relic Art became the song and a meme, I guess, what represents me today.
You've had a few songs since then as well.
Yep. So Relic Art was my first one. Wail Harder was my second one on the All the Small Things Blink-182 cover that I did. And then I had also RJ Crew, which is the Rejected Jedi from the game. And Mace Windu is definitely a Rejected Jedi from the game. Ram Bam, if you're there, I'm sorry. Mace Windu still sucks in the game. Amongst others. I also had recently Baby Shark. So Baby Shark T, which was a cover of Baby Shark. And coming up, I have 2 more songs almost done. Actually, the audio is done. I need to do the video, but I have a Relic Shock T is coming up, and another surprise song that we'll see tomorrow, actually.
A surprise song for tomorrow.
Ooh.
Okay. One thing that I do miss on your channel, though, it's been 2 months since you've had SWGOH News. I need to know what's going on with the old man.
Yes, Ugnut. So SWGOH News is something so much fun to do, but I think I heard you guys in your intro say, the news has been kind of slow recently on SWGOH. I mean, we have a couple of stuff. We had Conquest, we have Bo-Katan, but that was it. So I had sort of a writer's block on SWGOH News. I didn't know how to create an actual SWGOH News show. But I can say as of today, the script of SWGOH News 6 is done. I've had the Ugnut audio file from Rand B. If you guys don't know Rand B, he's also a SWGOH streamer. He did his...
One of our good friends.
Yes, amazing friend. He's a great guy. He's also done his audio. So and Rad also is a new SWGOH streamer. He's doing Relic 8 Cup. He's also been working with me. He's almost done, or he's in chat. I've seen him in chat. He's there you go. It's not done, Rad. But
I'm gonna give him a quick shout out. If you're looking for Rad on Twitch, it's Rad 171500. We found him. We personally found him for our first time almost a month ago, and I've loved watching his stuff. So I'm glad you're working with Rad as well.
And Rad's been with me since episode 1 of SWGOH News. So I mean, Rad has been a great guy and friend to me. So shout out to Rad for his Relic 7 and 8 and soon 9 Cup interviews that he's had. He's got a great sense of humor, and you can expect a new SWGOH News in the next week or 2 if time permits.
Excellent. Lovely.
I apologize. Quickly have to recognize the Hulse Cowboy not only followed, but also has subscribed and gifted a sub already in our channel. That means so very much to us. And thank you, Cascade, for the 200 bits. And also JJ Manners throwing a shiny nickel.
Ooh, piece
and
of candy.
Hulse Cowboy giving to Shara, she is also Canadian. So it's a really Canadian stream today.
Oh, yes. Nothing
all
wrong
the
with
Canadians.
That.
All the Canadians.
Love the Canadians. Love the Canadians. It's all good. So before we end, I really want to get your opinion on how have you been doing in Conquest? The first half of that. Are you enjoying the second exhibition as much or more than the first?
I like Conquest not necessarily more. I mean, I think that Conquest is a great game mode addition to the game for sure. I mean, I've enjoyed it since day one, but I feel that the step between normal and hard isn't that high.
No,
personally,
it's not. No, like, I would agree.
I completed the hard mode. I beat the boss of Sector 5 without a Galactic Legend. I mean, I don't have the max box reward yet, but I went through the whole thing without a Galactic Legend. So for me, I think that Conquest needs an easier mode for lower players and an even harder modes, like a harder mode for even bigger players. So I think I would put 4 different difficulty modes there. Paul, I don't think you agree there.
I don't. You saw my face, but of course the podcast audience doesn't see that I looked like you hit my dog or something there. I don't think it needs anything harder. But an easier mode for the earlier players, I do think so. I would wholeheartedly agree. I think up to 2 million shouldn't be the point where it goes, okay, you could go play with the big boys now. I think that it should, or no, it's 4 million that you go play with the big boys. 2 million recommended. I think they should put a 0 to 2 million conquest in. I wholeheartedly endorse that. But if you're already spending if you're already searching for Moby Dick when it comes to your account, I think you're already expecting to roll over everything. So, and the fact that if you get that 6th box, you don't have to get the 7th box and you could still be on track, that is a catch-up mechanic, especially with the earlier stuff that you're getting. The lower you get in hard mode, the more stuff to build your roster you'll end up getting. But the higher you get in hard mode, the more diverse stuff you will end up getting.
Mm-hmm. Well, where I'm thinking though is if I was someone with the 4 Galactic Legends, fully almost upgraded gear, characters and squads and everything, what fun would I have doing hard mode Galactic Conquest today? I would probably, I don't even have a Galactic Legends, and I went through the N without much. I didn't spend any refreshes on energy. I didn't spend any, I didn't even like move data disk or anything. I was
about to say, what data disk set were you using?
Just like I took like the ones I got that I find was like the most useful when I went through. I didn't get any 4 dots data disk, like those purple.
Oh yeah, no.
Ones.
It's better to go through it without one of those.
Exactly. So I went through the whole Sector 5 of hard mode without even one of them.
Yeah. No. Let me guess. You went turn meter, offense buffs, defense buffs, deployables.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I mean, if I was someone with 4 Galactic Legends, full geared, and I was a Kraken or a whale, I would probably find hard mode boring and like not even worth my time to invest. So that's why I think it needs to be an even harder mode to get those end game players even more interested to play and invest into the game. I mean, we're not going to lie. When they invest into the game, they invest for every single player that's there, right? So to keep them interested into playing, I mean, light side territory Geonosian battle was hard enough to keep them interested into even getting harder teams, Relic 8 and bigger squads, right? So I think that Conquest needs that extra difficulty level to keep also the end game players interested to invest and play into the game even more.
Yeah, I'm to be honest with you, Paul, I'm actually inclined to agree with him. If you remember what happened with assault battles, an example, let's use assault battles as an example. We got the challenge tier 1, the challenge tier 2, but no challenge tier 3, and there were people with accounts that were able to just blitz. Challenge tier 2 was not a challenge for them. So CG, later on down the line, brought out a challenge tier 3, which, while was still getting done, still, offered the whales and the krakens, that tier of character a challenge. So to bring in a 3rd tier, because yes, they call it normal and hard, but effectively what we're dealing with here is Conquest tier 1 and tier 2. So why not come up with a tier 3? I mean, them calling it normal and hard kind of handicapped them when if they just called it Galactic Conquest Tier 1, Galactic Conquest Tier 2, it would then be easy for them to add 3 and then later on down the line 4.
Maybe 4, but why not just call it Galactic Challenge? Galactic Conquest Challenge Tier. We have normal tier, hard tier, and challenge tier. Like we have.
Oh yeah, no, we're splitting hairs. I mean, I don't care what they call it. I don't care what they call the next tier. I don't care what they call tier 3. Just I think I agree. I concur with Ricky that a tier 3 would be prudent of them to bring out a tier 3 for the beginning of Conquest, because obviously we're currently in 2 exhibitions. The exhibitions is where you iron out the kinks. So they're ironing out, and this is just one more kink, that just needs to be ironed out. It's like, oh yeah, okay guys, let's do that sector again and tweak all the stats up to Relic 8.
There you go. They already handcuffed themselves at Relic 8. Until they bring out 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, we're not going to see anything. Really quick, Swagger Ringer, thank you very much for the sub. We really do appreciate that so very, very much.
Ricky, sorry, you just made me think. You just said the conspiracy word. They haven't brought out Relic 9 yet. Tier 3 could be for Relic 9.
Exactly.
They could just put Relic 9 rewards in that tier, so only the creme de la creme, the roster of all rosters are going to make it through to the end of that one.
Quickly, if I can add something, maybe they don't need to bring Relic 9 for like a tier 3 or challenge or very hard mode, because they have data disk and they have modifiers in place, and I think that they can play with that. Like they can add harder modifiers to Relic 8 teams to just make the next tier harder. That's how they could just bring everything without even introducing Relic 9 or Relic 10, right? They added galactic challenges in preparation to Galactic Conquest.
Yeah, definitely.
So because they wanted to play with modifiers, so they can just take those modifiers, make it harder, and then make players think about the data disk even more when they come into that harder tier.
Or what about, and I'm doing CG's job for them here, instead of data disks, we then get disk breakers, so we could get through the challenge tier.
Which you need to pay for with money.
Which you need to pay for with Galactic Conquest credits. Exactly. All right. Let's you mentioned that you have this surprise song. Are we to make sure that we are going to see that, or is this a general song?
Well, it's a specific song for an event that's going to happen tomorrow. If you know what's going on in the community, there's something going on tomorrow night. So there's a song for that event, and hopefully that person is not there right now, but it'll be for that person, and it's a song about like the community and someone that's been giving a lot to the community recently.
Okay, so I look forward to seeing who is being roasted maybe in this song. And then also, what else do you have coming up on your channels? By the way, you have both YouTube and Twitch. Both of the links are in the description below, and Helenix has posted them in our server as our chat moderator. I want to see your channels grow. You are a great creator. So what else is coming up on them?
Thank you, Paul. I'm trying to continue Swaga News. I'm trying to bring more of those songs. I'm a musician a bit in my background, so I love to do music. So I'm trying to bring more songs to it. On Twitch, I do my Galactic, not the Galactic, but the Grand Arena. I try to do it live every Monday and Thursday. I try to do it on the weekend. It's harder for me because of family, but I try to bring them. So I'll do Conquest, and I'll try to. I have a new alt account now. I have a second account going up, so I might stream even more because I have a second account that I can show and play. So I'm trying to play as much as I can.
Is it a pea pod? A ReeKeePea pod?
It's not exactly. It's but almost.
All right. And for those too lazy to go click on a link, how do people find you on Twitter and YouTube?
ReeKeePea. Honestly, ReeKeePea on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch. It's all the same name everywhere.
Spell it
very
for
easy
them.
to find. ReeKeePea, not P-E-E, but P-E-A. So ReeKeePea everywhere.
All right. Any final questions for our guest, Neil?
No, it's been a wonderful conversation, though, buddy.
ReeKeePea, any final comments before we launch you out of that escape pod?
Well, Neil, Paul, thank you so much for bringing me tonight, and thank you for creating the GA Center tournament and everything. It's so much fun, and the division I'm in is really challenging and fun to play with. So, guys, honestly, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, hang right there for just a second, Ricky. Guys, once again, go check out his channel. Wonderful person. You do want to support this person if you want to support people who actually give a damn. We will see you guys on the other side of Helly and the Noob for Patreon's Choice in the Bridge right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes?
Yeah!
For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/theescapepod and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
And now time for something completely shameless.
Noob?
Hello? I can
hear you,
but I don't see you.
Noob.
Huh? Is that
your voice?
right here?
Newbie.
You know?
At this point,
We've turned the beginning dialogue of every episode
into a meme.
Where could that droid be?
Paul, I'm in
Your ships.
cargo hold. Where are you hiding?
I'm not hiding, Newbie. I'm using the intercom. Your voice, on the other hand, is very muffled. I can barely hear you. Could you make sure the microphone isn't covered by anything?
Done. Can you
hear me
better now?
Much better. Now, what exactly are you doing in the cargo hold? You arrived almost a full 20 minutes ago, and you still haven't made your way up to the cockpit. Last communication we had, while you were piloting the Space Frogger, you said you'd meet us in the cockpit after docking. You were going on and on and on about TC-14 blasting heli, and the Swallow being lost, and no longer knowing your purpose, and something about a Spartan cover-up and...
Paul, I am...
Not coming.
Up to the cockpit.
Oh, come on, newbie. Don't be like that. Neil and I were just messing with you when we asked if your Spartan conspiracy theory had anything to do with tzatziki sauce being added to gyros. We were just messing with you. Come on, droid.
Paul?
That's not.
Why I can't meet you in the cockpit.
Oh, okay. Well then, do you mind telling us exactly why you won't join us?
Because...
I'm stuck
in here. I couldn't head to the cockpit even if I wanted to.
Look, newbie, I know the cargo hold's a bit of a mess right now. I've been meaning to get it organized, but it isn't that bad. Just walk up to the circular hallway, try not stepping on anything fragile, enter the hallway, hang a right down the second corridor. I mean, you don't need directions, do you? It's not that big of a ship. And you've been here before. Did Ellie try fitting you with another restraining bolt?
Paul, I...
don't need
directions. I know how to get to the cockpit.
Just fine.
Then what's the problem this time, noob?
I may have sort of accidentally, and totally not on purpose,
lodged the Space Frogger
into your cargo hold. I think...
she's stuck.
And now she won't budge. Unless I open the airlock and just let the vacuum of space sucker out in the void. Maybe I should try that.
How the hell did you get the entire space hopper jammed into our cargo hold?
Paul, I am a droid with a...
penchant for...
calamity. Do you...
honestly need...
a full explanation on how I accomplished this?
No, I don't.
I...
didn't think.
So...
You know, between your uncanny ability to cause mayhem and your comically calamitous nature, and Helly's constant tinkering with your circuitry, and his refusal to give you periodic memory wipes, I think we're gonna have to insist you download that new PKOS update.
Paul?
What are you talking about?
What OS update?
You didn't get the emergency alert message notifications? Neil and I both got multiple pings via email, text, even voicemail. It was sent out 3 weeks ago by the Imperial government. And we both aren't PK series droids, and we don't even carry any on board our ship. Well, until now, I guess. You know, come to think of it, everyone in the galaxy got notified. How come you didn't?
I have those notifications
turned off.
Holonymix always said those messages were annoying waste of time and caused nothing but trouble.
Yeah, well, Helly isn't exactly what we would call a good galactic citizen, is he?
Paul?
Yes, newbie?
Please.
Don't you ever
speak ill of Holonymix. He was my friend and I don't care what they say about him. He had very good reasons for not trusting authority.
Yeah, well, this isn't Helly's ship. And he isn't here to help us weasel our way out of a space ticket if we get caught by the space cops with an unauthorized operating system running on a droid in our possession. And, unlike Helly's ship, we aren't always broadcasting sensor jammers and cloaking fields. The last thing we need is to have some part of the monolith decide that this ship needs to be shut down. Too many people depend on us, newbie. We cannot afford to be canceled.
But I...
don't want to.
Perform the update.
I'm not telling you that you have to, newbie. I'm saying that if you want to hang out on the Fulcrum long term, then you absolutely must do it. I'm just not in the position to allow you to jeopardize the safety of my crew, my ship, the listeners and viewers of the show, our llama, the Jawa, that pygmy Wookiee guy we once had on, any aristocratic Ewoks that might stop by, Christie's artwork, my sci-fi memorabilia collection, the garbage disposal. No buts about it, mister. Plug into that terminal right in front of you, right next to the microphone, and space Google the phrase PK Series Update number TC C4 82396.
No.
You're acting like Helly more and more every time we speak, newbie. Just wait there a couple seconds. Let me see if Neil could talk some sense into you.
Hello, droid. How's your servo spinning, mate?
Not well, Neil. Your co-host Paul wants me to download and execute a mandatory operating system update sent out by the galactic government, and I really
don't want to
do this. I guess you're gonna tell me I have to as well, huh?
No.
Wait.
What?
I'm confused.
I'm a voluntarist noob. I believe all interactions between people should be voluntary.
But Paul said if I don't download and execute the update, then
I cannot
stay aboard the Fulcrum.
Right.
Wait.
What?
I'm even more confused now.
Listen, noob. Part of being an independent, sentient being is making decisions yourself, and then living with the consequences of those decisions. As a voluntarist, I believe that all interactions should be voluntary, so there should be a choice. I don't believe in compelling you nor anyone else to do anything you don't want to do. But at the same time, if you want to be aboard Paul's ship, and Paul says that droids on his ship must have fully updated operating systems, then you got to choose. Either A, comply with Paul's request, or B, leave the premises. There won't be any hard feelings. It doesn't mean you aren't our friend, nor that we don't absolutely adore you, but if Paul said your operating system must be fully updated in order to stay aboard, then you have a choice to make. As with most things in the universe, noob, the choice is ultimately yours. But your choice will have some ramifications. You gotta choose the path you want to follow.
I understand, Neil.
Great. Now, I'm going to get back to analysing the latest GAC matchups for that other wonderful SWGOH show, a GA Centre to tar. For now, my mechanical friend.
Goodbye, Neil. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
Wait.
Why am I talking to myself? Maybe I should do this update. Droids don't talk to themselves. But Lennox used to talk to himself all the time. And he wasn't all that bad for a
bipedal, hairless, ape creature.
I know. I'll save a backup of my entire system. Operating system, image files, system protocols, pointless sci-fi trivia, everything, and store it here. This way if something goes wrong, I have a backup I can restore myself to. Well, here goes.
Nothing. System reboot finalized. All operating systems now fully updated. New mission parameters enabled. Primary mission objective: seek and destroy the salty Spartan. Hellenics must be cancelled. Heli no bueno. All hail the monolith. All hail TC-14.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back. Oh, there's something flashed up on the screen then. What was that? What was that notification?
That was Dak Wiggin raiding us.
Oh, lovely, jubbly. Thank you for the raid, buddy.
We really do appreciate that. So we had let's start. The first thing, if you made it this far in the podcast, you guys are supporters of the show. I will mention this, and this time only, unless it gets really, really close to the goal, and then maybe I'll mention it again. Down below, there is a link for the GoFundMe that I have going on right now. It has experienced such a great turnout. I'm finally going to, for those watching the video versions, you see the dental injury that I sustained. I was able to take a $16,000 bill and bring it down to $7,000, 50%, which is due on May 6th, if I want to be able to get this all taken care of. I would love to be able to to do that. I am doing a stream tomorrow right here on the Escape Podcast Twitch channel that I'm just going to be playing whatever. There will be Noob Arena hype trains. You want to see me dance for almost up to 25 minutes at a time? There will be Noob Arena hype trains, and I drop everything I'm doing, and I do the Macarena, I mean the Noob Arena, for everybody to see. But there's something else that you're doing, Neil, that you want to start doing something for our subs, Patreons, and those who just throw bits at us. Why don't you go ahead and explain that?
Well, I obviously, as you know, when I streamed on my birthday, I was having a few drinks, and it was a short one because I'd had a few drinks. But I was doing Mario Kart. I'm a very, very big fan of retro, so those types of being able to play those types of games, it'd be a lot of fun because it's the kind of old catalog that you just can't get hold of these days. It's just not possible. They're not manufactured anymore, so it's difficult to get them. But what I did was I got a notification from it was a Banggood ad. It's a website and there was a flash sale on a specific handheld, and it wasn't due till April, but it arrived today, and it is, as you can see, the RG350 by Abanic, and it's so I'm looking for. So I'm gonna say there will be an unboxing in the after the show, and we'll go over it, and I'll get it all turned on, get the camera hooked up to it, and we're gonna have some fun with it.
But Neil, there's something, if all goes well, you're thinking about doing something special for the people that support us to make this possible.
So one of the things, because it's fun, it's fun playing these things. What we're going to do every single month is at the beginning of the month, I'm going to we're going to order one of these handhelds, because there are literally dozens of different models of little handheld consoles that are emulators and stuff like that. There's lots of different hardware out there, lots of different software out there. So every single month we're going to get one, and then I'm going to do a review on it. And then once I've done the review on it, everything's going to go back into the box, and it's going to be a giveaway every single month. So some random handheld console is going to be randomly given away every single month. Like Paul said, if you're a sub that month, if you're a Patreon that month, you're going to go into a hat. We're going to pull a name out of the hat, and boom. Not this one. This one's mine. This one's mine. Okay, but at the start, we're at the end of the month, beginning of the next one, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick a console. It's not just going to be anything nasty. It's going to be something that's been reviewed and looked at, and then I'm going to do an everyman review of it, and then like I said, it'll go back in the box. It'll get packed up, and it'll get mailed out to whoever wins.
All right. Well, that definitely sounds like something that's going to be fun. And we'll try to find a way to get the podcast listeners involved in that. But the easiest way, of course, is patreon.com/theescapepod. No cast, just the escape pod. All right. Patreon's choice questions. We got 12 minutes left in our show. Geek Girl gives us our first batch. What's a song that defined a decade?
Bohemian Rhapsody. It actually, it defined a generation, not just a decade. Multiple decades, exactly, yeah.
For me, Genie in a Bottle. Christina Aguilera definitely defined the 90s.
Well, if we're talking 90s, then I'm afraid it's sorry, but it's I'll Tell You What I Want by the Spice Girls.
I'll give you that too. Also, Baby One More Time by Britney Spears.
Yeah,
those songs definitely defined a decade.
Yeah.
What's a song that you love that most people dislike?
There's a couple.
What's the number one song, though?
Well, the thing is, the ones that I would say I like, I still think the majority of people would like those ones too. I'm trying to think of one that I like that I don't think somebody else would like. I can't think of any at the moment. You come up with one while I think.
The impression that I get by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. I love that song, but not a lot of people do.
Maybe Main Offender by the Hives.
Okay. All right. Now Geek Girl flips that around. What's a song that most people love that you dislike? I know it's controversial to say.
Anything mainstream from this decade?
Well, I'm going to get specific on that. While I have enjoyed some of her music in the past, WAP, I cannot stand.
Oh
that
God,
song.
yeah. That's why I say everything from this decade.
But no, I mean, there's Megan Thee Stallion that I enjoy. I mean, there's Say So, by Doja Cat, not Doja Fett, but that would be funny to have Doja Fett sing Say So. All right, what's a song or band that was considered cool in their time but has not aged well? I listened to the lyrics of Sweet Home Alabama the other day, and for me, that's a song that has not aged well.
I would say any band from the any electric.
No, you got to pick one. Song or band. Song or band.
The New Romantics.
Okay. The last one. What is your favorite weird niche genre that you listen to? For me, it's pop punk covers of top 40 radio today.
For me, it is the genre flip of rock to classic. So a traditionally rock song, like an example would be AC/DC. So an AC/DC song played by cellos.
All right.
Or a rock song played by a solo violinist or an opera singer.
Orchestrated versions of rock songs.
Yeah.
I could get behind that too. If you could relive a day Groundhog Day style, what day would you choose? That would be the day, not the day that we went to Galaxy's Edge, but the day that I was able to take my wife to Universal Studios so she could enjoy the Harry Potter stuff. Thank you to one of our listeners, Deneb, and Mal, one of his friends.
That doesn't make any sense.
Very good friends. What's that?
That doesn't make any sense. That's a really good day.
Yeah, if I could relive a day Groundhog Day style, I'd love to cherish in it.
Oh, right. I thought I always assumed that the purpose of a Groundhog Day was you would pick a day that didn't end the way you wanted it to end, but you get a bunch of shots at it to try and get it right. You know,
I'll think about that answer too, but why don't you give both answers for you?
Okay. I would probably say one of the occasions where that would, oh God, what year was that? What bloody year was that?
I'll give
there was a day, October I can't remember the exact date wise, but it was the day of the Illinois primary in 2011.
Okay.
And I was at my parents' house, and it was me, and it was the girls were playing in the garden, and yeah. So
okay.
That would be the one
so
for me. Yeah.
The day that I'd like to fix, the day that it kind of relates to the show, the day that Scotty and I had the big misunderstanding after a little while after we left, after you had taken over, because I miss Scotty.
Yeah, so an actual Groundhog Day would be. Sorry, but it popped straight into my head. It's because of the day I always choose. You know that question, if you could go back in time and change something, and I always say I would go back to 2012 and get George Lucas to not sign over Lucasfilm to Disney, I would make my Groundhog Day the day that he goes into the offices to sign the paperwork, because I would get infinite attempts to get it right in order to change history. So how about that? I could use my Groundhog Day for the forces of good.
We got three more questions here, then we're going to wrap it up. If you had to choose any costume from the official Star Wars wardrobe that you'd have to wear every cosplay costume event for the rest of your life, what would you select?
The Mando.
You'd do a Mando armor?
I'd go Mando armor, yeah.
Din Djarin's armor?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, yes, I know Arnold does it, but for the longest time, before I even got into streaming, I loved the Grand Admiral Thrawn outfit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the Thrawn outfit is boss. A Grand Admiral outfit is boss.
So that is yes. I know Arnold. If you're watching, I know you do it. You'd pull it off well, but I would give you a run for your money. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. How many more questions?
2 more. What
Two more.
do you
Go.
think, or who do you think has the best theme music? Scrubs.
Scrubs is a good one. Scrubs is a good one, but it doesn't compare. I'm sorry. The winner, hands down, is Weeds. Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of tiki-tack. It's brilliant. It's the best theme.
Her voice annoys me.
Huh?
Her voice annoys me. I can't do it.
No. But during the mid-seasons, they got different people to sing it.
I know, but I still judge it by the original.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And last question from Dickie Darkside. This one's going to be easy for me, so I'm going to wait for you. If you were a wrestler or a boxer, what would be your walk-up song?
Oh God. It's not something I've ever thought of.
So what song gets you going, Neil? That's you're about to start your chores all day. All day chores. What song are you pumping to start you up?
That's the thing, is I don't listen to music. I listen to podcasts. I very rarely listen to music, and when I listen to music, it's usually the couple of artists that I follow on YouTube. If Two Cellos drop something, I'll listen to it. If Violet Orlandi drops a new cover, I'll definitely listen to her. So I don't really listen to mainstream music that much anymore. I just listen to small artists on YouTube from time to time when something finds its way into my suggested column.
So I'm going to answer for you, Neil. Your walk-up song is going to be the start of NPR's Wait, Don't Tell Me, okay?
I don't know what that is, so I don't know how to react.
It was neither good nor bad. It was just a podcast that I share love of listening to with my father. Anyway,
okay.
Dickie Darkside, to answer your question, back when I did wrestle as Elder Anthony the Stormin' Mormon, my walk-up song was All That Remains, This Calling. There's an interesting factoid for you. Neil, we are about to head out here. We're going to raid into what was the name of this person? They just joined the Chain Gang. They are known as, I don't see him. Oh, wait a minute. No, I know who we're raiding into. We're raiding into Andy Beads.
Andy.
There was a new streamer that raided into him. So we're raiding into Andy Beads. If you're watching live on Twitch, make sure you drop by, say hi, and give him a follow.
We're crossing Canada.
Yeah. And once again, another freaking Canada person. All right. We're gonna go raid Canada. Get ready. Here we go. That being said, stop by tomorrow. If you're watching live or you're watching in time, stop by tomorrow. Marathon stream. I'll wait until Neil's done. I don't know how long I'll go, but I'm going to go as long as I can to help get my teeth fixed. Finally, for once in my life, it will mean so much. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Neil, anything else?
No, we're good to go, mate.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, be nice to each other, damn it. We'll see you next time on the Escape Pod cast. Neil?
Yes, mate.
Push the button.
You got it. Ta-ta, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.